For many comic book fans, the Ultimate Marvel Universe has always felt like something of a missed opportunity. When it first began in September of 2000, this new publishing line felt like a genuine breath of fresh air, a place for writers and artists to reinvent classic characters and tell brand new original stories, free from the many decades of continuity. The success of books such as Brian Michael Bendis and Mark Bagley's Ultimate Spider-Man and Mark Miller and Brian Hitch's The Ultimates made it seem like Earth 1610 was going to be a near-present fixture in Marvel's publishing line for years to come, an alternate to the main Marvel universe that would not only be a great jumping on point for new readers, but would also be a place to allow creators to make the bold decisions they never could in mainline comics, trialing various status quo changes, deaths to established Marvel heroes, and the creation of several brand new characters. And although the Ultimate Universe's fortunes did change in the following decade, partly as a result of stories such as Ultimates 3 and Ultimatum, I honestly think the boldest and most intriguing decision the universe ever made came in the fallout of these events, in the form of Reed Richards' descent into becoming the villainous The Maker. To me, Maker is one of the most interesting villains Marvel have created in the past decade. Told in the pages of Jonathan Hickman's Ultimate series, we see Mr. Fantastic devolve from being the brilliant scientist and the leader of the Fantastic Four that we all know, into a maniacal and callous supervillain unlike anything we'd ever seen before. To me, the story behind the Maker is genuinely fascinating, and in this video, I want to explain the history of how this major status quo change came to be, the origins of Ultimate Reed Richards and this universe's version of Marvel's first family, and just how Jonathan Hickman and Asad Ribic reinvented the classic hero to create one of Marvel Comics' most fascinating and intriguing villains. Before we continue though, just a quick reminder to leave a like on this video if you enjoy it, and subscribe to Owen Likes Comics so you don't miss out on any future videos. The Ultimate Marvel Universe was unlike anything the company had attempted before when it first began. The brainchild of then Marvel Vice President Bill Jemas and Editor-in-Chief Joe Quesada, this new publishing initiative was a genuine alternative to the company's main line of comic books, serving as a ground zero moment that would result in a unique version of the classic Marvel universe designed to appeal to a whole new generation of readers. While Marvel had previously tried to relaunch a handful of underperforming titles in the late 1990s as part of their Heroes Reborn initiative, the notion of creating an entirely new universe full of fresh takes on the various characters was incredibly ambitious. The first series released as part of this universe, Bendis and Bagley's Ultimate Spider-Man, proved to be a monumental success, and as such, Jemas and Quesada pushed ahead with a variety of different titles all set inside this brand new universe. With Bendis' unquestionable success on Ultimate Spider-Man, it's no surprise that the writer was brought in to help bring another property to life, in the form of the Fantastic Four. However, what was surprising was the fact he wasn't going to be doing it alone. You see, in 2002, Mark Miller and Brian Hitch's 13-issue series, The Ultimates, was released. Reimagining the Avengers into 21st century America, The Ultimates arguably became the universe's second biggest success after Ultimate Spider-Man, and caused Marvel to see both Bendis and Miller as the two architects of Earth 1610. After Marvel's first choice to write Ultimate Fantastic Four, Grant Morrison, became unavailable, the company handed the reins over to both Bendis and Miller, believing with their combined star power and success, this new iteration of Marvel's first family would be a guaranteed smash hit. As you can probably imagine, this collaboration did prove challenging for both writers. Not only do Bendis and Miller have incredibly different writing styles, but they also rarely collaborated in person, due to Bendis residing in Oregon whilst Miller lived in Glasgow. As such, the pair would only co-write the comic for its initial 6 issues, but they nevertheless managed to successfully introduce a compelling new version of the beloved superhero team. In this modern modern reimagining, the Fantastic Four were depicted as being in their early 20s, with Reed a child prodigy who is recruited to a government think tank based in the Baxter Building, where he meets Sue and Johnny Storm, as well as his future arch-rival, Victor Van Dam. It's during his time at the Baxter Building that Reed devises a way to travel to parallel universes, with the four alongside Reed's childhood friend Ben Grimm travelling through the portal only for their bodies to mutate, returning home to discover that each of them have now developed unique abilities and superpowers. This new origin for the Fantastic Four was devised by Miller to update the original story created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby in 1961, with the writer seeking to move away from the Cold War-infused space race and instead base the team's inception around the Negative Zone. This attempt to modernise one of Marvel's first superhero teams would be felt throughout much of this 6-issue story, as Bendis combined the coming-of-age tone he established in Ultimate Spider-Man with Miller's penchant for blending larger-than-life heroism with meta-political commentary. After the release of issue 6 in July 2004, the two writers would be replaced by Warren Ellis, who would take over the series until issue 18, and continue the themes established in their debut story, having the Fantastic Four face off against Van Dam, now the villainous Doctor Doom, and travel once again to the Negative Zone where they encounter Annihilus. However, I think it's fair to say that throughout its run, the Ultimate Fantastic Four series never truly had an established creative team. After Ellis departed following issue 18, a number of different writers would take over for brief runs, including Mike Carey, Joe Pekaski, and even the returning Mark Miller. Despite its ever-changing creative team though, the comic continued to offer a genuinely interesting new depiction of the classic team, exploring many previously unseen corners of the Ultimate Universe and encountering new versions of villains such as Thanos, Namor, and the Silver Surfer. It was also around this time that the Fantastic Four began to cross over with the other Ultimate books as well. In 2005, they would appear in a 4-issue miniseries alongside the X-Men, and the same year, they would unite with both the mutant heroes and the Ultimates to prevent the invasion of Galactus. However, when it comes to crossovers and events within the Ultimate Marvel Universe, there are few as infamous as Jeff Loeb and David Fincher's 2009 storyline Ultimatum, and it would be this that would forever change the future of Reed Richards and the Ultimate Fantastic Four. Ultimatum is the story that changed everything for the Ultimate Universe. To many, this is the moment the series' golden age died, with many iconic characters and teams being slain in this earth-shattering event. Told throughout 5 issues, Ultimatum sees Magneto attempt to destroy the world following the deaths of Quicksilver and the Scarlet Witch. While I don't want to delve too much into the story of Ultimatum itself, the fallout from this is incredibly significant when discussing the demise of the Ultimate Fantastic Four and the downfall of Reed Richards. You see, one of the many people killed during Ultimatum was Franklin Storm, Sue and Johnny's father and the mentor to the entire Fantastic Four, and it's his death that causes the superhero team to disband, with Sue also rejecting Reed's proposal in the process. As the 4 heroes go their separate ways, we follow Reed Richards in the pages of Ultimate Comics Doomsday, where he moves back home with his parents, only for their family home to be blown up and all presumed dead. We later learn that Reed's home was one of many locations targeted by an incoming alien invasion. However, as S.H.I.E.L.D. attempts to assemble a new superhero team to fight off the alien invasion, Reed is revealed to not only still be alive, but actually working alongside the aliens. After revealing himself to Sue, the heroes follow Reed into the Negative Zone, where he attempts to fight his former friends, resulting in the Human Torch scarring half of his face, before the facility Reed built inside of the dimension begins to collapse and causes his body to be lost inside the Negative Zone, as the heroes return to Earth, believing that their former friend is now dead. Reed's turn into becoming a major antagonist would be expanded upon in Jonathan Hickman and Assad Ribick's 12-issue run on the Ultimates, with the former Mr. Fantastic returning to Earth under a new identity, now known as the Maker, alongside a group called the Children of Tomorrow. Living inside of a futuristic dome that sees time pass at an accelerated rate, Reed returns to society, having not only stretched his skull to increase his brain capacity, but he's lived within the dome for 9 900 years, and in the process developed a god complex, with the Maker persona being eerily similar to that of his longtime rival, Doctor Doom. Throughout Hickman's time on the series, the Maker would become the main antagonist for the Ultimates. After Reed sends the Children of Tomorrow to murder the remaining Asgardians, Thor teleports himself inside of the dome, where he comes face to face with the Maker, becoming the first of the Ultimates to learn the villain's identity. Thor returns to S.H.I.E.L.D. and informs them that the Maker is actually Reed Richards, with the US government authorising a nuclear strike on the dome. While Maker and most of the Children of Tomorrow survive, the dome is severely damaged by the attack, with Reed retaliating by launching an antimatter attack on Washington DC, killing the president and all of Congress in the process. With both DC and Asgard in ruins, the new US government attempts to de-escalate tensions with the Maker, with Tony Stark being sent to the dome to meet with Reed as a peace offering. It's here that Tony becomes a prisoner of the Maker, who attempts to vivisect him. Before he can though, Tony suits up in a giant Iron Man armour and attacks the dome, with Reed injecting the Hulk, who had previously been captured and convinced to join Reed's side, with Giant Man's growth serum, and sending him to kill Iron Man. Hulk and Tony fight throughout the domed city, as both Thor and Sue Storm break into the dome and attempt to capture a distracted Reed Richards. As the Hulk is subdued, the heroes corner the Maker, who attempts to reason with his former love, before Sue traps him inside of a force field bubble and brings him back to Washington to answer for his crimes. The Maker would reappear in later issues of The Ultimates, working alongside Kang the Conqueror, an alternate version of Sue Storm, to obtain the 8 Infinity Gems scattered across the world. Working alongside Hulk and Quicksilver, this team, known as the Dark Ultimates, managed to secure each of the powerful gems, with Kang explaining that they're needed to prevent an incoming threat that will destroy Earth in the future. However, before they can use the Infinity Gauntlets, they're stopped by the Ultimates and the remaining Fantastic Four. As the heroes and villains fight, they are all immobilized by a sudden surge of energy, with Kang telling them that it's now too late to save the universe, disappearing and allowing the Ultimates to arrest Reed once again. With the Maker returning to S.H.I.E.L.D. custody, he's confronted by Sue Storm, where Reed reveals that the threat Kang warned of is Galactus, and he's coming to destroy the Ultimate Universe. By the fall of 2013, many believed the end of the Ultimate Universe was near. While Marvel continued to publish books under the imprint, and titles such as Ultimate Spider-Man and The Ultimates continued to tell new and exciting stories, it's safe to say that interest in the universe never quite recovered from Ultimatum. And while the 2013 crossover Cataclysm didn't prove to be the end for Earth 1610, it did serve as the last hurrah for this once industry-changing universe. As teased in previous stories, Cataclysm sees Galactus of Earth 616 arrive in the Ultimate Universe, seeking to devour Earth. The Ultimates initially try to fight the Eater of Worlds, but the villain proves to be more powerful than anyone they've faced previously. As such, the heroes retreat and begin planning a way to send Galactus back to his universe, with the Maker still in S.H.I.E.L.D. custody offering his help. Despite their hesitations, the Ultimates work with Reed to come up with a plan to defeat Galactus, with Reed and Miles Morales travelling to Earth 616 to try and meet with that universe's Mr. Fantastic. The two are subsequently teleported to the Baxter Building, where Reed not only obtains the information necessary to defeat Galactus, but in the process learns that in this universe, he is not only still a member of the Fantastic Four, but also married to Sue Storm with 2 children. This profoundly affects the Maker, who returns to his universe and apologises to Sue for everything he's done. Meanwhile, having gained the knowledge of the Fantastic Four's triumph over Galactus, the Ultimates devise a plan that would see Kitty Pryde, injected with the Giant Man serum, use her phasing powers to destroy Galactus's world-eating machine, whilst the Maker would open a portal to the Negative Zone and trap the villain inside of it. Although Kitty is able to destroy the machine and distract Galactus, the villain overpowers and defeats her, causing Captain America to fly directly into Galactus, sacrificing himself to buy the Maker enough time to open the portal. Reed and Tony Stark successfully open this gateway to the Negative Zone, as Thor delivers the final blow and traps both himself and Galactus inside the alternate universe. While many believed this story would see Galactus destroy the Ultimate Universe, it actually proved to be a heroic farewell to its most popular characters, as only 2 years later, the entire universe would be destroyed in the Time Runs Out storyline in Jonathan Hickman's Avengers comics. Throughout Hickman's run on Avengers and New Avengers, the writer had explored the concept of incursions, alternate realities crashing into one another and destroying themselves, as the Illuminati of Earth 616 travelled across the universe in an attempt to save the world. Over in the Ultimate Universe though, Reed is actually the first to discover the incursions, working with the Cabal to also travel across the universe and destroy parallel Earths. It's during his time working with the Cabal that the Maker witnesses the Illuminati also destroying alternate Earths, and realising that their respective worlds will likely be the final 2 remaining. As such, Reed warns S.H.I.E.L.D. of the coming attack, building a life raft whilst urging them to launch a full-scale attack on Earth 616. The final moments of Time Runs Out sees a full-scale war begin between the 2 Marvel universes, as the most iconic heroes of each reality clash as their worlds collide and are both destroyed in the process. This leads into the 2015 event Secret Wars, which sees Doctor Doom remake reality, using fragments of each destroyed Earth to create Battleworld. In this epic crossover, the Maker's life raft crashes on Battleworld, where the surviving members of the Ultimate Universe are confronted by the Thor Corps, fleeing and joining forces with the 616 heroes, who were freed by Doctor Strange. Realising that Doom has reconstructed the universe in his own image, the 2 Reeds begin developing a plan to defeat him and restore the universe to its correct state. The climax of Secret Wars sees Doom face a revolt from all corners of Battleworld, and while he attempts to preserve his control over the world that he built, Reed and the Maker sneak into his castle, not only discovering that in this reality, Sue Storm is actually married to Doom, but that Doom's powers is sourced from Molecule Man. As Reed attempts to free Molecule Man though, the Maker actually turns on his alternate counterpart, attempting to steal Doom's power for himself. Witnessing this, Molecule Man confronts the Maker and uses his power to cut the villain into pieces, seemingly killing him. With the Maker now gone, Molecule Man imbues Reed with his powers, allowing him to confront Doom and destroy Battleworld. In its wake, Reed uses the godlike powers he obtained to completely rebuild the Marvel Universe, and restoring the 616 Earth to its rightful state, and with his family by his side, sets out into space to restore the entire multiverse. The Maker story doesn't actually conclude in Secret Wars though, as it's revealed that Molecule Man actually separated his mind into all of the various realities restored by Mr. Fantastic. Alive once again, the Maker would become a permanent fixture in the main Marvel universe, being featured as a main villain in the pages of both the Ultimates and the Future Foundation. More recently though, he's actually been featured in Donny Cates' run on Venom, where the villain seeks to restore the Ultimate Universe and earn his place on the Intergalactic Council of Reeds. But regardless of which universe he exists in, I actually think the Maker is one of the biggest success stories of the Ultimate Universe, and one of the most interesting new characters Marvel have created in recent years. This harrowing tale of the downfall of Reed Richards and how the most brilliant mind in the Marvel Universe could become its greatest villain is one of the most captivating comic book stories I've read in a long time. Although the circumstances that led to his creation may not have been ideal, I actually think the Maker represents a genuine positive to come out of Ultimatum, as in response to the widespread death and devastation it caused, Marvel would create a villain who would not only carry the torch for the Ultimate Universe until its very end, but would remain an integral character in the company's stories for many years to come. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please make sure to leave a like on the video and leave a comment down below as well. Let me know your thoughts on everything we talked about in today's video. I can't wait to hear what you have to say as always. If you're new to Owen Likes Comics, please make sure to hit the subscribe button and the notify bell so you don't miss out on any future videos. And if you want some more, there should be some other videos on screen right now that you might also enjoy. If you want to help support the channel and help me me make more videos, you can do so over at patreon.com/OwenLikesComics. And if you want some more of me, you can follow me on Twitter, just at OwenLikesComics. That's all for this video though. Again, thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. So until then, take care and keep reading.